My name is Yoni Dror from Los Angeles, California, from Mesivta Birkas Yitzchak. Is the high school I went to, and I've been here in Yisrael for 2 years. This is my third. Rabbi Gordon asked me to come back as Gan Madrich, and here I am. Originally, I was actually introduced to the idea of coming to Yisrael by my Rosh Hashiva from Los Angeles, Rav Shalom Tendler. He had already sent 2 Bachrim there, and they were having a phenomenal time. I thought the Yisrael would be a perfect fit for me, and Baruch Hashem, it was. It worked out very nicely. I think one of the main things that really drew me to the yeshiva was the comfort level. I was here for trying out for about a week, and one of the first things I noticed was that everyone, from the Bachrim to the Kollel to the Ramim, all the way up to the Rosh Hashiva or Gordon, were very open. They made you feel comfortable, even though the Ramim and the Rosh Hashiva, they're very they're very chashiv people, and tremendous many chachamim. They didn't make you feel uncomfortable. Any question you wanted to ask them, anything that you wanted to talk to them about, they were very open, and the relationship that I personally have built with both the Magidei Shir and the Rosh Hashiva and the Kollel is really a close relationship, because they have that comfort level where you can really just speak to them about anything. And I think it's a common misconception that you need to be in a well-known, established institution to get the most out of your year. The Rebbeim here in Yisrael, first of all, they came from a very well-known large yeshiva, so they're bringing with them years and years of experience with them here to Yisrael, and just the vast expanse of their knowledge is something that anyone could benefit from. It's in a location where it's a little bit out of the way, so there are no distractions. It's really in a location where it was meant for people to be able to come here and thrive on on growing personally, both in Torah and Midos. If someone were to ask me in the middle of the beginning or the middle of my Shana Aleph year, would I be back for Shana Bet year, I would have thought they were crazy. For me, it was 1 year, one and done, and then go back to Los Angeles and go to college and get a job. So I think that really shows the amount of growth I've had personally here in Yisrael, and the amount of growth that other people could have if they decide to come to Yisrael. Mm-hmm. There's been a high level of returning Bachrim from Shana Aleph that they were here last year, and most of the Bachrim who were here last year came back this year again. That message that the yeshiva gives, that Torah is important, and for a Jew, learning Torah has to be a part of your daily life, is number one the reason why people come back, because they want to learn. The yeshiva shows them that gives them a love of learning, and it's also important because after yeshiva life, when they go on to other things, they still retain that love of learning. So even when they're busy with school or a job or raising their family, they still have a couple. It might not be the same amount of time you spent in yeshiva learning, but it's that love of learning, and that learning is still there. So I really think that's what people see in Yisrael that makes them want to come back.
Excellent.